Watch our broadcast. I want to start with this, though, Kristine, is that every sport has a different culture. In the NFL, the National Football League, where we're at now, the league is the star. I mean, you got quarterbacks who are popular, but Aaron Rodgers loses a game last week and he just disappears. The league's the star. The league doesn't need any player. Aaron Rodgers could retire tomorrow. Tom Brady could retire after this win or this loss in Super Bowl 51. Peyton Manning left. Brett Favre left. Big Ben says he wants to leave. The league, the shield, is the star. Major League Baseball, history's the star. In baseball, you talk about stats. I mean, it's the only sport where when you talk about it, you're always talking backwards. You bring up Mickey Mantle and Babe Ruth and Sandy Koufax. I've never talked about football and brought up Red Grange and Otto Graham. In baseball, history is the star. But in the NBA, the star is the star. It is a players' league. And with that comes worship. With that comes criticism, expectations. It's mostly good, but it's got a downside. And if you look at the history of the NBA, not only the most formidable players, but the most formidable people, it never ends the way we sort of want it to. Magic, MJ rock solid. He left the sport for a couple years. The pressure, the burden, the expectations, the intensity. Michael Jordan stepped away for a couple years. LeBron James, for the first time in his career, I am sensing what Michael and Magic sensed on this back nine of their career. I am sensing mental and physical fatigue from LeBron James. And I have seen it for about 5 different reasons in the last 2 to 3 weeks. The latest example of LeBron cracking. And the floodgates haven't opened all the way up. It's a drip, drip, drip faucet. It's a little here, a little there. Charles Barkley came out last week and had mostly innocuous comments in regards to LeBron James being kind of whiny. Here we go.
Inappropriate, whiny, all the above. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they have given him everything he wanted. They have the highest payroll in NBA history. He wanted J.R. Smith last summer. They paid him. He wanted Shumpert last summer. They bought in Kyle Cowherd. He's the best player in the world. Does he want all the good players? He don't want to compete? He is an amazing player. But this notion, they're the defending champs.
Fairly innocuous comments, not over the top. LeBron does play for a team that's $30 million over the cap. They did go and get J.R. Smith. They did go and get Kyle Korver. You know I'm a LeBron fan. So LeBron fired back. Here it is. And listen to the way he fired back. This had been settling in LeBron's head for a couple of days. You don't layer your argument this precisely just off the top of your head. He goes, I'm not going to let him disrespect my legacy like that. I'm not the one who threw somebody through a window. I never spit on a kid. I never had unpaid debt in Vegas. I never said I'm not a role model. I never showed up to All-Star Weekend on Sunday because I was in Vegas all week partying. All I've done my entire career is represent the NBA the right way, 14 years, never got in trouble, respect the game. My first takeaway is that to layer and have that argument so precisely stated, you'd had that for a while. You'd been thinking about that for 4 or 5 days, listing off top of your head in order the things he'd done. What does that prove? Barkley's in his head. What does it prove? He's cracking. Now, there are a lot of reasons for this. Once again, he leads the NBA in minutes. Seriously. Once again, he leads the NBA in minutes. When he misses 1 or 2 games, we call him apathetic, lazy, a diva. 1 or 2 games. Shaq missed 15 a year. LeBron now wins the finals. Only player in the league this is true about, or he's a failure. The GM fired back at him last week when he said, hey, man, I'm playing backup point guard. I'm playing backup center. I need help here. I read Brian Windhorst this morning, who covered the Cavs for years. He points out 2 to 3 other elements that's frustrating LeBron. Number one, he campaigned for Hillary Clinton, trying to help her secure Ohio. It didn't work. James LeBron's Nike shoe, not creating buzz. Then there's the team, 7-8 in January. The Warriors are 12-2. In the NFL, the shield is the star. In baseball, history's the star. In the NBA, the star is the star. From high school to AAU to college to the pros. And it is mostly good. But look at how the game has ended for even the legends. Not only remarkable players, but remarkable men. Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan. It never quite ends the way Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It always ends a little clunkier, a little earlier, a little hostile, not perfect. And then here's LeBron. It's gone. It's been perfect. It's been storybook. Even the loss to Dallas plays into the drama. And here he is after all these years, and the pressure's greater. It's not less. He moved to Cleveland. He won a title, and now he's playing more minutes. And when he skips a game, he gets hammered. This is, to me, the first time that I sensed LeBron having mental and physical fatigue that Michael Jordan sensed. And Michael didn't face social media. Michael didn't face Facebook. Michael didn't face Twitter. Michael didn't face the talk radio. The hostility today toward LeBron would have been equally hostile toward Michael Jordan and Magic. We called Magic Johnson Tragic Johnson at one point. So it beat up Michael Jordan. It is now starting to do the basketball culture in America. It's starting to do the same to LeBron James. Because Charles Barkley's comments were not unfair. He said he's whiny. Well, that's kind of a feeling that's been growing in the NBA for a couple of years. He says he wanted JR. He wanted Corver. He got it. Does he want all the good players? What Charles Barkley said, I want you to listen again. It's not out of line.
Brought to you by 84 Lumber. Are you 84 material?